Hi, it's Danielle Kartes with Rustic Joyful Food, and we are live today on the Rachael Ray IG channel. Oh, it says Rachael Ray started a live video. Hi guys, I'm so excited to meet you. My name is Danielle Kartes. Hi guys. Everybody's joining. We're going to give you just a moment or two to get people hopping on, and we're literally tackling fresh pasta today, which seems really daunting if you think about it. I know a lot of people that are like, ooh, fresh pasta, that seems kind of scary, but you know what? It is so simple. We're gonna show you a way to do it that's foolproof. If you have a KitchenAid mixer, we're gonna throw it in the mixer. If you have 2 hands, you can totally do this. If you have a mixing bowl, a countertop, you got this. Hi guys, I'm so excited to be here. We're just gonna start it on over. This is Danielle Kartes from Rustic Joyful Food, and I'm gonna show you how to do fresh pasta today. So we're gonna jump right in. I love everybody's joining. I love all the hearts. I love all the interaction. And we're gonna talk about fresh pasta. So the cool thing, my husband is our cameraman. His name's Mike. Come on over.
Hello.
Hi, that's Mike. And then my kids might pop in and out. I have a sweet 2-year-old, his name's Milo. And then Mike's got our timer. We want this to be around 10 to 12 minutes. So I'm gonna show you guys how we get started. The first thing we have is flour. I've got 2.5 cups of flour and 4 eggs. So what I'm gonna do, just to keep it a little bit not messy, what I'm gonna do is just do my eggs. Hi, Bubba.
Hi.
Hi, that's my 2-year-old Milo. We're gonna get our eggs going right in here, in my bowl. And like I said, you can do this on the countertop too, and make a little well. You want an egg? Daddy can find you a snack. See, it's just before nap time, so my babies are totally involved. Oh, let me grab a kitchen towel really quick. Welcome to my kitchen. I live near Seattle, Washington. I hope everybody's staying safe out there. Okay, so here we go. So we've got the flour and the eggs, and we want a little glug of olive oil. This is EVOO for Rachael speak. Okay. So I'm a cookbook author, I'm a food stylist, I do all kinds of stuff, anything that has to do with a book, my husband and I do it. So I really love to show people easy, simple ways on how to get the job done. So here we go. I wanna show you guys in here. Can you see? So this is what it looks like. And I'm sure you've all seen the little well. I actually love a bowl with a handle. This is a plastic bowl, so you can actually just really start to work it. And then I'll show you when we're gonna get our hands involved. Here we go. Look it, can you kind of see it coming together? I love that part. And it smells really good. I don't know about you guys, but whenever I'm cooking, I love the way that things smell. And when I'm making fresh pasta, it just reminds me that like, you can take out all your stress, all your worries. It smells good, it gets you in the kitchen. And this is for every cooking level too. You do not have to be some bougie chef to make fresh pasta. And if you don't have access to flour right now, I know that that's a little bit scarce in the country, what you can do is just use a box pasta. If you've got fettuccine, if you've got spaghetti, if you've got bucatini, any long pasta is gonna work. Even pappardelle is gonna be great because we're gonna do something a little bit different. We're actually gonna do like a spicy soy peanut noodle. Instead of the traditional noodles that you normally find with fresh pasta, which are, you know, if we think about Italian American, we've got your ragouts and bolognese and all of your Alfredos. Those are all delicious. But if we travel a little bit further east, an egg pasta is what they use for their traditional meals as well. So that's what we're gonna be doing here. And you see, this is a little bit gummy for me. Gummy's probably a bad word, not gummy. It's a little too moist. So I'm gonna take a little bit of my flour, put it in here. I'm actually gonna turn them out on my board so you guys can see. Let me move this little guy over here. You got it, baby? What are you doing? That's the cameraman. Nope, not doing that. Here we go. It's okay, baby, you just leave it alone. I'm the director too. You like that? Okay, so we get all this stuff out of here. Just use the back of your bowl. And I'm gonna show you how to start kneading this bad boy. This goes in here. So now here you've got it, and it feels pretty sticky. So I'm gonna put a little bit of flour on my surface.
I'm getting a lot of it's freezing and pausing.
Are we pausing? That's okay, we're still live. Just leave it alone, it's all right. There was some pausing and freezing last week, it's okay. We're just gonna keep going with it, guys. Okay, so this is what I'm doing. If you can see my fingers right now, I've got this sort of sticky, beautiful dough ball, and I'm just taking my fingers and I'm pushing it forward and pulling it back. So we've got it pushed it forward, folding it backwards. Pushing it forward, folding it back. That's all we're doing. And if it sticks a little bit to your hands, it's okay. Just get a small amount of flour. You don't want to really flood your board or flood the pasta. It should feel really pillowy right now. The pasta should not feel like tough. It should feel like little pillows, like you're just pushing a pillow around. And the more you knead it, what we're doing right now is we're developing the gluten in the fresh pasta. And for anybody that's just joining us, we're making fresh pasta today. My name is Danielle Kartes. You can follow me at Rustic Joyful Food on Instagram. And here, so we've got a little bit, as the flour hydrates with the egg and the olive oil, what it's gonna do, you might see, is it starts to stick to the counter a little, and that's when we add just a little bit more flour. I don't know about you guys, but my allergies are going crazy. The pollen out here in Washington is ridiculous. So I'm like, oh, here, knead the pasta. Sniffle, sniffle. Here we go. And like I said, this is therapy. Your kids can do this. Your husband can do this. Mike and I got an argument this morning, and I made him come over and knead the pasta for me for my example. So it's perfect. It's marital therapy. It's a good activity for everybody that's working from home and homeschooling right now. Get your kiddos a cooking lesson. So this is it. It's looking really beautiful. And you're gonna wanna knead this for about 15 full minutes. So we don't have 15 full minutes over here, but Mike, if you step back to the stove, will you turn that on to boil our water? So I'm gonna show us how to roll the pasta out. Several methods. I'm gonna use a pasta roller. If you don't have a pasta roller, it doesn't matter. If you have a bottle of wine, that works. If you have a rolling pin, that works. You wanna think of something that's cylindrical that can really just get the job done. So here we go. I'm gonna set this bad boy aside, and I'll knead him a little bit later, but can you see? It's just sort of squishy, and as it sits, it's gonna get sticky. So you'll want to just sprinkle it, dust it with a little bit more flour. If you're very fancy and you have some semolina, that's delicious. Italian 00 flour is delicious as well. You can use anything that you have. This would be a really fun part if you had a little bit of like spinach juice or red pepper flake or some caraway seeds, anything fun you can flavor your pasta as well. We're not gonna do that today because we're just not. Okay, so this is going to the side. I'm gonna show you one that I made earlier, and let me show you. It's beautiful, and you'll know that it's ready and it's rested for long enough. Let me get a little bit more flour on my board. When you take your finger, you press it in and it stays. It means it's rested for long enough. So what I'm gonna do is get a knife and cut this bad boy. Into sections and show you how we roll it out. I want really small sections.
I want people asking it's gluten-free.
And we're gonna do this part. Now this guy is loaded with gluten, and that's okay. Okay. So here's our perfect little piece of pasta. And I'm gonna show you, these little guys can go over here and sit them on a little bit of flour, because what's gonna happen is sometimes it can get a little bit sticky. So move this aside and give yourself plenty of room, because I know everybody's got something that they can do with a rolling pin, which is perfect. So here we go, move these guys aside. And you know what, as I'm rolling this, it's pulling back a little bit. And that's okay. That's just the dough sort of telling you I need a little bit longer. Let me keep turning and turning And so if you're rolling it out with a rolling pin, what you're gonna get is a tagliatelle. So we're gonna keep on rolling, and you wanna be able to see through the pasta. So this right now is too thick. I'm gonna pull another one out that I did a little even earlier. And show you this. What's our time frame at, baby?
About 7 minutes.
Oh, perfect. We still got some time to roll our pasta out. Oh yeah, this is beautiful. Been resting a little bit longer. This is the one that Mike needed this morning. So thank you, baby.
My pleasure.
Okay. So we're gonna do this part. Okay. Oh yeah, this looks great. And I'm gonna roll this little guy. And the great part about the homemade pasta is that you guys get to, oh here, can you bring me over here to our pasta roller? Can you see me? Hi. You see all my dirty stuff in the back? Okay, so you've got a little dial on your roller. Moving on over. You're gonna take your pasta and feed him through the dial a couple of times. And if your pasta is hydrated properly, you shouldn't need any flour on this, but if you do, just keep a little pinch bowl of flour around. We're gonna push him on through, fold him over, get him in here one more time. Oh yeah, this is looking beautiful. And then you're gonna move the dial. And like I said, if you don't have a pasta roller, you don't need one. You've got 2 arms and some sort of rolling pin, you're gonna be fine. So we're gonna move this up to a 3 and repeat the process. And then I'm gonna show you how I cut it. And I like to roll the pasta through at least 2 or 3 times. I think that's important. Flip them over. Here we go, we're gonna make him a little thinner. And this is where the choose your own adventure comes in. However thick your family likes the pasta, go for it. See how pretty it's getting? And this is the noodle we're actually going to boil. I didn't have any extra examples. I probably should have rolled some out, but you live and you learn. Was there a die cut in that box, baby? Oh. Well, that would have been fast, but who needs speed? Feed him right in again. And this is fun if you have a helper. You can have him sort of stand underneath here. And this is beautiful. Look how nice and thin. This is awesome for fresh lasagna. And then I'm just gonna fold him up like this. Roll, 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 roll. Can you guys see him? And we're gonna slice him like this.
Is this what you're looking for?
Yes, but that's okay. I don't think that one fits. Don't worry about it. And as we unroll, we have our little tagliatelles. See? And we're gonna make little nests. I should have had these already done. But this is interesting. It's sort of therapeutic too. And when we make, you wanna sprinkle them with a little bit of flour and leave them in little nests. So I'm gonna put them right here on my cutting board. And then I'll leave, here Mike, I'm gonna need your help, baby.
Okay.
Because we're gonna speed this along a little bit.
Okay.
I want you to start unrolling these guys.
Got him.
Nope, those ones are already done. These ones, there you go, perfect. And Mike is not a chef. Mike is not into being a chef, but he's absolutely into helping. I'm like, unroll. This is where you can get your kids involved and stuff too. And while we're unrolling these guys, we're gonna make the sauce. So I'm sure most homes have soy sauce, a little brown sugar, something spicy. You wanna think of every element here. You wanna hit the spicy, the sweet, the salty, some peanuts are delicious. I always have peanuts in my refrigerator. Rachael taught me that. Rachael taught me to always keep your nuts in the fridge, put them in the freezer, then they will probably never go rancid, which is perfect. All right, here we go. So here's our first little batch. I'm gonna roll one more out in the pasta roller. Perfect. We went straight in to that nice thin roll. I'm ready to feed them right back into the roller. And like I said earlier, if you're just joining us, we're making fresh pasta. If you don't have fresh pasta, that's perfectly fine. Or if you don't have any flour, that's perfectly fine. So here we go. I'm gonna put a little bit of, this one's a little bit more tender. So when you rub the flour onto your pasta sheet, don't be too generous with it because the pasta's gonna absorb that. And so here we're gonna fold him like this and gently cut him with a sharper knife. Oh, you wanna put this away, babe? I'm gonna be right over here. I'm gonna slice him. And grab all of these guys and shake them up. You're just gonna start shaking them up. That's actually gonna unroll them a little bit quicker. I forgot that part earlier. It's funny what you forget when you're doing something live. You're like, oh yeah, that's a great tip. That's what I normally do. So here we go, we've got our beautiful fresh pasta. So here's a nice little pile. I'm gonna do one more over here. Get my little flour in here. Make sure that these sit with flour, you guys. Here, will you point down here, Mike? Will you point down to there you go. Make sure that your pile sits with flour. You see this? This fresh pasta can really absorb that flour and start to stick together. So I just take my little bit of flour and I'm just sprinkling it in there. Woo. Okay, here we go. Let this back out. And here it comes, our last one. And then we're gonna move on to the sauce. So we have enough for a portion, which is great. And honestly, this is probably one of my favorite things to make for a guest. I know we're not having any guests right now, but keep this one in your back pocket for when we all get back together. Perfect. Bump him up too because we're living on the edge. All right, it's looking good. What's our time frame, baby?
We're going for about 12 minutes.
Oh, we gotta hurry it up. Okay, let's take this guy. Oh, I hear crying. My little guy's crying. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this guy over here so we can finish up our sauce. Oh. Woo! Okay, put this right here so you guys can see me. Can you see? Perfect. Okay. So I have my little pile of noodles. I'm just dropping them right here in my boiling water. And the great thing about this is those only need to boil for maybe 30 to 45 seconds. So I've got my thing right here, my little pasta bowl. I'm gonna turn this bad boy on and put some olive oil in the bottom. And this is where we're gonna make our spicy peanut noodles. This is so simple and so easy. I'm gonna grab this guy. I'm gonna smash our garlic to get started. As these guys boil, they're looking beautiful. And I'm gonna put the garlic in the pan whole like this. And I'm just gonna mix, because I've got a silicone coated whisk, right into the pan. So the first thing I'm gonna do, I have a nice high heat. I'm gonna put my soy sauce in. We're gonna do a little bit of yellow mustard. A little bit of sambal. Now, if you don't have sambal, this is just sort of a delicious Asian chili paste. Oh, leave it alone, it's good, it's good. And you can use hot sauce, you can use red chili flakes, you can use anything that you want. We got a little rice wine vinegar, we got a little brown sugar, and that's gonna keep it sweet and delicious. Just a touch of salt. We're gonna whisk all this together. And just as this starts to bubble, it's gonna be ready for our noodles. The best part. And if you have a little chicken right here, you can actually fry up your chicken. If you have a little sausage, you can put sausage in, ground pork, a little leftover steak. Anything that you have to sort of beef this up a little, no pun intended, you absolutely can. Or you can do it vegetarian style like we are right now. But can you see these little bubbles are really getting going? And that garlic, I like to keep him whole. When you keep your garlic whole like that, it's less likely to burn. A lot of times we can chop our garlic up and add them towards the end and it can actually burn and then taste a little bit acrid. It's very easy to do. So a great insurance policy for myself is just to leave that garlic whole. I get all that delicious garlic flavor. It's a little bit more mild, but I don't mind. Look at this. So as the sauce comes together and starts to reduce just a little bit, this is when we're going to add our pasta. Look at this bad boy. Come on over. It's perfect. Shimmy him up that way. Look at this. He's coated in the sauce. I'm gonna fry these for just a minute or two because the pasta's already cooked. It's nice and al dente. While this gets going, I'm gonna grab my peanuts. Where are those peanuts, baby? Oh, right here. And I've just got a little bit left. So what you can do is you can take a glass and just crush them right inside the package because I like them to feel a little crushed. So I know sometimes when you actually try to chop a peanut, it rolls everywhere and gets everywhere crazy. So right now I'm literally just doing this. And then you want to grab me a pair of scissors and the chives. So work with what you have. So now I've got my crushed peanuts. We're gonna put them into our delicious sweet and spicy salty sauce. And finish this off with some chives. Look at that, they get nice and sticky. I'll show you my bowl. Perfect. So to serve this up, all we do, see I have a little helper. We turn this off, wind up our beautiful fresh noodles that we just made together. Look at that. This is literally like better than you can get at takeout. I know that Rachael does that, like a make your own takeout. So this is absolutely a version of make your own takeout. So we've got a couple extra peanuts over here. You want to move me back over there so I can show everybody our finished pasta. Look at this. It's so pretty, so delicious. We're gonna do a couple extra peanuts right on top because I like that crunch. And then I've got some chives. They came with my grocery order this week. And look at this. We're gonna put some chives on top. Green onions are beautiful. And I like quite a bit. So there we have it. So here's our beautiful dish. We made it start to finish. I mean, this is something you'd be so proud of. Thank you guys for joining me. This was great. If you want to follow me or find out more, visit Rustic Joyful Food on Instagram. And then I want to talk a little bit about my children's books that just got released. So we've got Mom and Me Cooking Together. These are wonderful. You can get them on Amazon or Barnes & Noble. And then we also have Grandma and Me in the Kitchen. And I've got another book coming out on May 5th that Rachael was so kind and wrote a beautiful quote. And then we've got that on the back of this, but this one's called Meant to Share. But thank you so much, you guys. This was such a pleasure. I hope you make the noodles and post your pictures and make sure to tag me and tag the show. So have a great day. Thanks for going. We went over on time a little bit, but that's okay. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Nope.